What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another break on this Friday evening. Right now, I've got 2022-23 Panini Obsidian basketball 3-box. Excuse me, got the hiccups. Number 6 random teams. I'm going to go ahead and get this shared over to the group, get everybody tagged, and we will go ahead and get started. Almost got all of the tags in here. All right, got all those tags in there. Go ahead and give everybody a couple of seconds to hop on in. We will go ahead and get started. All right, let's hop into our browser, get these names and teams randomed. Here we go. Got the names here first. 30 entries. Ray on top. Mike on the bottom. Gonna roll the dice. Anything less than 4, we roll again. Got a 9, so we're good there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Andrew on top. Dylan on the bottom. Gonna go ahead and get this reflected onto your screens. There we go. Then we've got the teams here. Atlanta Hawks on top. Washington Wizards on the bottom. Gonna roll the dice. Anything less than 4, we roll again. Got a 6, so we're good there. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Portland Trailblazers on top. Atlanta Hawks on the bottom. Let me go ahead and get these reflected onto your screen. Get that trade timer started. There we go. 5 minutes on the clock starting now. While that trade timer's ticking, I'll go ahead and get our verification codes copied and pasted into our chat. There we go. Verification codes have been posted with just about 4.5 minutes left on the trade timer. Steve throwing up the Clippers for a trade. All right, just about 3.5 minutes left on that trade timer. After this, we will have our WNBA Prism Break, then another Donruss Clearly. I'm sure everyone saw my everyone I just dropped, but we've only got 3 breaks left on the website for that 40% off code. I can feel my watch going off. I know people are already snagging spots, but if you want to get in another break for today before new breaks drop at 8 p.m., highly recommend using that 40% off code, snagging your spots, and having some fun. All right, 2.5 minutes left on the trade timer. We're now at our halfway point. Joe, I did, unfortunately. I was the only one. I only slept for like 20, 30 minutes, so I did not sleep for long. But I did, unfortunately, fall asleep. All right, Mike, I'm going to try my best for you. But like I said in another stream when Mike asked, I'm not even ashamed I fell asleep because that 20, 30 minutes made a world of difference. I felt like a new person waking up from that little power nap. All right, last 60 seconds here on the trade timer. Steve throwing up the Clippers again for a trade. With 30 seconds left to go. All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Seeing no trades, those are going to be everybody's teams. Good luck, everybody. Here we go. Looking at 2 autographs per box, 7 cards per box total. Empty box number 1. Here we go. Good luck. Like I said, after this, we'll have WNBA, then clearly football Donruss, and hopefully we'll have 2 more Donruss breaks and a Spectra mixer after that. Nice. Anthony Edwards. Start off there. Vince Carter on that on the base. Kyle Lowry for the Heat on the base. Then we have a Danilo Gallinari there, 72 out of 75 for the Boston Celtics on the Lightning Strike auto. Nice one there. That one going over to Ray. There you go, Ray. Congrats on that one. First auto of the break. Right behind that, we have a Kevin Looney here on the Galaxy auto for the Golden State Warriors. Nice one there. Going over to Brandon. There you go, Brandon. Congrats on that. Got a Darius Garland here for the Cleveland Cavaliers. That one going to be 74 out of 99. Then we have a Paul George here for the Clippers. 13 out of 25. Nice one there for the Clippers. Going over to Steve. There you go, Steve. All right, box number 2 here. Empty box number 2 there. So we got a thicker card here. Tim Duncan on the base. Jared Allen. Josh Giddey. And we have a Seth Curry here for the Brooklyn Nets. 74 out of 99 on the Magmatic Auto. Nice one there for the Nets. That one going over to Ray as well. There you go, Ray. Another auto coming your way. Congrats on that. Behind that, we have a Mark Williams for the Hornets on the rookie patch auto. That is a killer patch. 5 out of 5. There you go for the Hornets. How about that? Going over to Anthony Tomasello. Congrats, Anthony. Going to get this one magged up for you. We might be on a 5 out of 5 streak today because this is the second break in a row. We have pulled a card numbered 5 out of 5. Right behind that, we have John Wall here again for the Clippers. That one will be 11 out of 50 going over to Steve. And a Zach LaVine for the Chicago Bulls, 55 out of 99. All right, last box here. Empty box there. Cole Anthony there. Jalen Duren for the Pistons. James Harden there. Then we have a 20 out of 50 Usman Garuba there for the Houston Rockets. Nice one there. Going over to Steven. There you go, Steven. Congrats on that one. Then we have a Bones Highland auto here. 5 out of 75 for the Clippers. Going over to Steve. There you go, Steve. Congrats on that one. Right behind that, we have Blake Wesley here. That one's going to be 96 out of 99 for the Spurs. Then we have SGA, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander for the Thunder. That one's going to be at 19 out of 75. There you go, Mike. Nice little SGA out of 75 coming over your way. Congrats on that. All right, let me get these base moved over. We'll hop into a quick recap. Next up is a WNBA Prism. Got an SGA there for the Thunder, 19 out of 75. Blake Wesley for the Spurs, that one will be 96 out of 99. Bones Highland auto for the Clippers, that one will be 5 out of 75. Usman Garuba auto there for the Rockets, 20 out of 50. Zach LaVine for the Bulls, that one will be 55 out of 99. John Wall for the Clippers, that one will be 11 out of 50. Seth Curry auto for the Brooklyn Nets, that one will be 74 out of 99. Paul George there for the Clippers, that one will be 13 out of 25. Darius Garland there for the Cavaliers, 74 out of 99. Kayvon Looney there for the Golden State Warriors. 72 out of 149 on the auto. And Danilo Gallinari there on the Lightning Strike auto for the Celtics. 72 out of 75. Then we have our mag here. We've got a Mark Williams rookie patch auto. 5 out of 5 for the Hornets. Congrats again on that one. All right, that's going to do it for this break. Thank you, everybody, for hopping on with me. Hope you have a wonderful evening. We'll see you.